It's not a matter of which one you can destroy because they all need to be destroyed. It's a matter of which one you can destroy first and why. Okay, sadly, Facebook is impenetrable. They have excellent defense systems. But thankfully, grandmas have populated Facebook, so young people aren't spending time on Facebook anymore. But what young people did instead was they went to Instagram, which is just Facebook by another name. And Instagram is impenetrable as well. YouTube, on the other hand, is vulnerable, but they have a decent defense system. The biggest problem on YouTube are the users themselves, because what YouTube offers people are little narcissistic safe spaces where they can just hide from reality. It's a million tiny little mini cults, just like Scientology was back before it got exposed as a cult. And within these little mini cults, you have hierarchy. You have the leader, you have the mods, and then you have the commenters. Now, what the mods do is they clean up the chat. They only let comments that validate the leader's position get posted. It's narcissistic safe spaces. So this is why you need a small army, so that when you show up, you are a force to be reckoned with. Twitter, I'm happy to say, is wide open. This website can be so easily broken, it wouldn't take a week's worth of work, and the whole website would just come crashing down, because it's open. It's completely defenseless. It wishes it could be like YouTube and Facebook, but the reason why people like Twitter is because it's open. So what makes them the most vulnerable is actually their greatest selling point. So there's nothing they can do, like ever. But like YouTube, the users serve as their greatest defense. But everyone on Twitter is a complete and total narcissist. They all have their heads shoved so far up their ass that they're talking through their belly button. So all you have to do is just kick the chair out from under them, one by one. Just tell all of them to shut up, collectively. And you start on the left, because on the left, they will respond. And like this, you will grow in numbers. Just go to the most famous celebrities, and if you show up with enough people, it does not matter who it is. You can publicly humiliate them. And you can do so simply by pointing out the fact that they are on Twitter. And the reason why this is humiliating is because Twitter is a cult. Tom Cruise does not get to brag about being a high-ranking member of Scientology to anyone outside of Scientology. And that's what we need to do to the people on Twitter. Make it an absolute embarrassment that any of us were ever even on that website. And you can do this simply by forming a small army. The reason being that social media conditions people to become narcissists. So every person on the internet thinks that they're isolated. This is mass manipulation, because none of us have any reason to ever feel isolated just from looking at a group of numbers on a fucking website. This is conditioning. This is cult-like activity. Honestly, these websites are a joke, but they're having a horrible lasting effect on our society, and they are extremely harmful for young people. Entire generations wasting their lives trying to be successful on social media, when it's just a trick. It's a game show where no one wins. What they want is for us to express ourselves as individuals in an effort to get personal validation, which YouTube can then use to bring people to the website. So the more grandiose you are, the better. The more stupid, the more ridiculous, the more narcissistic, the better. They're feeding on us. They are not bringing people together. They are exploiting the fact that human beings are social creatures. It's a crime against humanity. So what we have to do is starve them of what they want. We have to stop expressing ourselves as individuals and learn how to move around on this website as a collective force. And you can do it with slogans, chants. You can do it simply by causing a spectacle. Whatever you can do to cause disruption. Then, when you have their attention, you pass out propaganda, and you've won. You do this enough times, to enough channels, with a big enough group, and you can take control of this website. Anyone can. It's just a matter of who's willing to do it first.